Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. So I was rewatching a video that I made about 5 days ago or something like that. Actually, 3 days ago. It's the title is Spiritual Awakening, Seeing Life with Fresh New Eyes Every Day. And I've got a video or two videos of San Francisco, the marina at Crissy Field, and the Golden Gate Bridge. And I had a realization. So if you watch that video, I mentioned how I started riding my bike across the Golden Gate Bridge through Sausalito, across the Golden Gate Bridge into the marina, Crissy Field, and that whole area. And I've been exploring it for 9 months now. Okay, maybe almost 10 months. And I mentioned how I've been in San Francisco. I mean, especially when I was writing my book, I was going to the coffee shops in San Francisco. Oh God, probably 200 days a week. Or sorry, not a week, 200 days a year. I was there sometimes 4 or 5 days a week writing. And I've been to San Francisco a lot. I mean, literally over 1,000 times. And for some reason, I can't explain it, but every time I go into that area, Sausalito, the Golden Gate Bridge, the marina, Crissy Field, I am just like, it's like the first day that I went to Hawaii, the first 3, 4, 5 days were just amazing. Or the first time I went to Mississippi or anywhere new. It's like everything was new and fresh and exciting. I've had that same feeling for 9 months. And I've been going to the marina off and on for decades. I mean, this whole area, it's not new to me at all. I've been going there since probably high school. And yet, for some reason, it is just, man, I cannot explain. Even just thinking about it brings these emotions up. Now here's what I want to share, okay? We're going to talk about gratitude in a second too, because this is all interconnected. I'm going to make it really easy for you too when it comes to doing gratitude. You don't really do it, it's something you feel, but I'll explain that in a minute. So I do a lot of energy healing. I've gone to a lot of energy healing myself, a lot of different therapies, but I'm going to make this simple. One, this is a real core understanding of, I'm going to say humans, but it's really everything. Humans are literally balls of energy. Like you are literally in an electromagnetic energy field that goes around your body. And you have an electromagnetic field circuitry inside your body, and this is what we feel as emotions. Everything that we experience, everything that we express is emotions. Everything is about emotions. Why are you going to buy that? I remember a long time ago Tony Robbins taught us, like, well, you're not really selling a truck or a thing or coaching, you're selling an emotion. And he used Ford truck versus Chevy. So the Ford truck is built tough, and that, I don't know if they still advertise that now, but man, for 70s, 80s, 90s, even into the 2000s, it was like dunk, dunk, Ford trucks built tough. So when you got in a Ford truck, you had kind of a little bit of a bumpier, rougher ride, but that's because it's tough. It was a tough ride, and it felt tough, like physically, literally, and all their marketing was about the same feeling of tough. And then he compared it to Chevy trucks. Now, Chevy trucks were more of a smoother ride. It was more comfortable. And so that was what they were selling. They were selling the comfort of riding in a Chevy. Their shocks were a little bit softer. So their slogan, at least back in the 80s and early 90s, was Heartbeat of America versus Ford's is Built Tough. Alright, so what's my point in using all this? I'm talking about emotions. Everything we do, whether we're mad, angry, sad, whether we're buying a Coca-Cola, wine, everything we do, we are expressing and experiencing emotions. The reason why you buy Ford is because it's built tough. Now, their slogan may have changed recently, I don't know. But you do things because of feelings and emotions, because everything about you, I'm going to look at you as a human, and I'm looking at an energy field. I'm looking at energy and atoms and electrons moving around and spinning and, and interacting. you are a field of energy, and so are other people. So now I look at people like this, and my whole thing is like, well, how am I going to affect that person's emotions? Now, clearly on this channel, one of my main things that I've even repeated multiple times is my whole thing. I realize now, like, there's all these techniques and different things I'm trained and certified in, but it all comes down to one thing: making you feel good. Because I realize, what are people really looking for? Well, they want to get rid of the pain, and they want to feel good inside. They want to feel good about themselves. They want to feel good emotionally. And that's what I specialize in. Because I realize if you could feel good about yourself, you can do anything. Now, here's the other factor. Okay, so I've done a lot of energy healing, a lot of what we call clearing energy, clearing negative emotions and stuck states. And really it's crystallized emotions or states of mind that are literally crystallized like an icicle, and it's stuck, and now you have this pattern that you can't get out of. See, you're not supposed to have these crystallizations. It's supposed to be energy that's free flowing and changing, and it's natural, okay? So you can express and experience any emotion or feeling. That's why we're here. Now, here's the thing. Your energy field, depending on how it's set up, what negative energy you have, how much positive energy, depending on how the field is lit up, let's say, you filter all of your experiences through your energy field.
It's the evergreen.
I also do believe at this point in time, we as a human species, race, world, we are transforming. Our electromagnetic field is changing, and going through this shift is hard. But I do believe we are past the hardest part for sure. It's like shifting from the age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces into Aquarius. We are now officially in the age of Aquarius. It's like going through birth. It's like going through the birth canal. It was really, really stressful, especially the last 3, 4, 5 years. Call it our energy, call it our vibration, call it whatever it is. But we are beginning to, and it does depend on the person, because some people are really clinging to that old way, and they're the ones that are suffering right now. For those of you who are fascinated and are really curious about where we're going and the energy shift, and you're beginning to notice things, you've let go of the past. You've let go of the old way, and it was really, really hard. And that's what the last 3, 4, 5 years was all about, is stop clinging to that. We're going through the birth canal. We're going into a new world, a new time, a new era. So I'm sitting there watching this video just now, the one I uploaded about 3 days ago, called Spiritual Awakening, Seeing Life with Fresh New Eyes Every Day. I was just listening to myself talking, like life has just become so like fresh and new, and amazing and magnificent. It's just, and the thing is, like, you would think like after a while, like, well, yeah, and I thought this back then last summer, like, oh, I'll get sick of this after a while. And man, I have not. It is just amazing. So I'm kind of sitting here like, well, what is it? Like, what, like, and one of the thoughts that came to me, it's like, well, it's my energy field. I'm filtering things through a much more open, much more expansive and flowing way of going through life. And I've cleared a lot of the glitches and a lot of the negative stuff. I'm not saying I'm perfect or nothing like that, but it is such, like, everything is, it's like a new experience, like going to Hawaii for the first time, or going to, wherever for the first time in your life, like San Diego, going to the Santa Cruz beach when I was a kid. Like, it was just amazing the first time I went. And I realize what's happening, because I do see other people are in a much more, okay, take the coffee guy. The guy, if you follow my channel, there's a coffee guy. He sells coffee out of his truck up there on the Golden Gate Bridge on the Visitor Center on the north side. Great guy, interesting guy, but he's kind of got a narrow focus. And what I'm saying is, different people are at different levels, and I realize, like, I have such an open energy, and it's like I'm filtering everything through this positive energy field, so I experience everything in this way now. Not just positive, but in an open, spacious way. And because of that, it feels better. Everything feels better. My experience with people, interacting with people, looking out over the expanse of the Golden Gate Bridge, it's, the word is magnificent, but it's the feeling, and I don't know how to explain. I'm going to use these words, they don't even make sense to me, but it's like an open, spacious, comfortable, magnificent feeling. My overall purpose of this video is one thing. The more you heal, the more you learn how to do the internal awareness techniques that I teach you, the more you can ground yourself emotionally and allow your energy to be open and spacious, the more life's going to feel good. The better your energy field feels, the better that you feel inside about yourself, the better life's going to be. It's just, that's the way it works. It's like your energy field, how to explain this? It magnifies the experience that you're around, and it becomes the experience that you are. Alright, I got it. Here's why I keep saying, man, I have been to San Francisco thousands of times. I'm telling you, I've been there way more than 1,000 times in my lifetime, especially the last 25 years. In the last 20 years, I've definitely been there way more than 1,000 times. I've been to the marina and Crissy Field hundreds of times. And yet it still feels new. It still feels fresh. In fact, no, I didn't quite say that right. Okay, so your energy field acts as a filter or a creator. Okay, when I used to go to San Francisco, I loved parts of it. It was fun. It was magnificent, it was interesting, but then there was a lot that I didn't really like this part about it. I don't like that. And I had this real kind of love-hate relationship with San Francisco. I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but I did. All of that's gone. It is the weirdest thing in the world. It's like, even though I've been to this field that we're looking at right now, Crissy Field, I've seen this view I've probably seen this view over 500 times in my life from this exact angle. And right now I'm looking at it going, man, this is beautiful. Because my energy is better. My energy field it's comfortable, it's spacious, it's warm, it's new, it's fresh, it's alive. That's the word I'm looking for. Whereas before, I'd kind of see the tuft of grass not quite right, or I might see someone, that's kind of weird. And even now, like homeless people, I was on my bike going to the store today, and this homeless guy pulls up. He's about a little older than me, but a really cool guy, but definitely homeless, definitely kind of dressed. What's the word I'm looking for? Dressed, kind of eclectic. Okay, so normally when I'd see someone like, oh, okay, man, yeah, I gotta go. But now this guy was just happy and smiling, and he's saying some funny stuff. I was like, yeah, man, I'm just laughing with this guy, and we're just sitting there turns green, and we're still talking like, shit, we gotta go, man. He's like, oh, okay. But it was just like this really cool interaction. That's what I'm saying. I have these amazing interactions with people now, and whereas before that might have kind of made me cringe and walk away. Oh, he kind of smelled what he actually didn't smell. At least I didn't smell it. But that's kind of the way it would be before. Whereas now it's like, man, it doesn't matter. As long as someone's cool to me, that's all that matters now. God, I wish I could explain it. It's kind of like being around Jesus. He just loves people, He just it does not matter. I don't care if the person's tall, short, rich, super intelligent. It's just what is it like being with this person? Everything has became this fascinating new experience. And yes, part of what I've done, which I've really emphasized over the last 4 years of videos, is, hey, walk away from bad, go towards good. Man, has that changed my life. And it's because I've kind of refined it over the last few months or last 6 months or so. I'm just kind of it's become streamlined, someone's got this bad vibe, I'm gone. It's just super quick. Okay, here's what it's like. So this homeless guy pulls up on his bike, and he's kind of he's got these plants he picked out of the out of the grass or somewhere, and these little like kind of flowers or kind of flowers. He's got them tucked in his shirt. You're just looking at it. It was like a movie, man. This is stuff you see in movies, right? And he starts talking, and it's funny. And I'm just kind of looking at this guy like he had just the coolest vibe in the world. I'm a pretty goofy character too, so I'm being goofy back with the guy. So regardless, our energy vibed. It was funny. It was a good kind of short piece of life. But that's what life's been like for me every freaking day for like 9 months now. I'm telling you, people, get started down the path. Start learning how to do internal awareness techniques. Ground yourself, get energy healing in. That's what I do, by the way. I teach all these techniques, energy healing. And I'm realizing for myself, because I'm going to tell you something when it comes to energy healing. I've really kind of held back, and I really kind of work with certain people, and even with them I'll hold back. Now I'm unleashing myself. I'm going full blast forward into that. It is time to live, be alive, and it is time to thrive. This entire video was inspired by that last video that I kept bringing up, spiritual awakening, seeing life with new fresh eyes. There was literally about 30 seconds that I listened to. It's around 13 minutes. And I just was like, it's the energy field. Do your deep breathing, stretch once in a while, eat some healthy food, drink some water. Exercise, even if you just go for a walk and do deep breathing once in a while on this walk, do kind of a brisk walk for like 20 minutes, man. Just get physically moving. Another thing that I've noticed that I've been doing more and more, when I get on YouTube or Facebook, I will not watch negative stuff. I'm just like, it's kind of like a habit now. It's like, notice, remember when I said it's streamlined? I think in the beginning when you're, like I'm telling you, write this phrase down if you haven't already and put it somewhere up on the wall or somewhere. Walk away from bad, go towards good. I think in the beginning it might be a little kind of rough and bumpy, and you don't catch it until a little while. Maybe you meet a new person, they kind of treat you like crap for a while. Like, wait, what am I doing? Then you catch on to it. Okay, gotta walk away. And the more you do it, the smoother it becomes. It's kind of at a point now where I'm like, even if I walk up to someone or they walk up to me and I just like can sense a negative vibe, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling that, and boom, negativity up, I'm gone. It's become automatic is what I'm saying. I'm not even thinking. I'm just kind of walking away and not even realizing. So that is one of the biggest things. But I think the even bigger thing is your energy field. And by the way, doing stuff like that, it keeps your energy field in a good space. Here's another one. They call it spiritual baths. I call it salt bath. So a long time I learned that salt. When you go to the beach, you're in the ocean and you go home and you feel good for about a day or 2 or 3 days. It's because the salt allows your energy field to flow naturally. Okay? So take a salt bath. I personally prefer sea salt. I go to the Dollar Tree or the dollar store, where they call it, and they sell these kind of big things of sea salt for like $1.25 now. And I'll go in there and buy 4 or 5 of them at a time. So I'll probably use about 2/3 of one of those, so it's about 2.5, 3 cups of salt. Maybe a little more, a little less. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to be perfect. Just get some salt. Get a nice warm hot bath, as hot as you can stand it. Don't overdo it. And another thing I do, I'll always pour in about 1 or 2 cups of rubbing alcohol into the water, and then I just do about 7 or 8 drops of lavender oil. That's it. The only other thing I might do is put a little bit of rubbing alcohol on my hands and kind of rub it on my thighs and massage my calves, and even on the bottom of your feet. It's really it'll absorb a lot of the toxicity out of your feet, and it does for your skin. It really cleanses you. And I'll do that while I'm waiting for the bath to fill up. And now if you get into hot water, be careful, because rubbing alcohol will make it sting worse. So let it dry off a little bit. So you don't have to do that, but I would recommend putting that on the bottom of your feet about once a week. It really does pull out the toxic energy. And rub it on your legs and your arms and maybe your belly and your chest. It really pulls out the negative energy. Now, here's what salt and rubbing alcohol do. It cuts negative cords to people. So if you have negative connections, you went to the grocery store, and even just a look or eye contact, or it could be a touch, or you grab something that someone else grabbed. These all make what we call aqua cords. Okay, they're called energy cords. So when you take a salt bath, it disconnects all of the negative connections. And by the way, if you don't have sea salt, you can use regular table salt. That's fine. Some people will do Epsom salts. I think Epsom salt baths are good because it has magnesium in it, which is really good. It's relaxing. That is good. But I think that's kind of a separate thing. But I do think it's a salt, so it should have the same effect. Personally, I would use salt. And sometimes I'll mix sea salt with regular salt. So regular salt's fine too. Alright, so essentially what I do is I will shower, shampoo my hair, etc. first, and then I'll fill the bathtub up and do that. With the whole salt, sea salt, rubbing alcohol, and 8 drops of lavender oil. So what I do is I sit down and let my whole body, let the salt get over, and I'll even take some of the water with the salt and put it over my head and my face and stuff. Just because I really believe it has a real positive effect on you. Other than that, every now and then throughout the day, just not a lot, 5 times a day, just do some deep breathing in your nose and then out your mouth and breathe in, hold it for 2, 3, 4 seconds and blow it out your mouth and just kind of clear your lungs out and breathe once in a while. And get some kind of physical movement, even if you're just breathing for 10 minutes. That's another physical exercise you can do. Here's all I want to say, and I'll end it with this. You are a ball of energy, electromagnetic energy, which we feel and experience as emotions. Start creating good emotions inside your body. Listen to good music. Listen to music that makes you feel good. Kind of get away from the crying. If you need to cry, though, you can listen to songs that'll make you cry, because crying is a release. That can help you feel really good, too. But then after you've kind of taken a nap or slept and came back to, maybe the next day, listen to some song like this song. I love this song. It makes me feel so good. Listen to a song that makes you feel kind of uplifted. You got to start getting that positive, uplifting stuff going on too. When it comes to your diet, don't overthink it, okay? Just start adding some fruits and vegetables, some organic stuff. It doesn't have to be everything 100%. Get some organic carrots, maybe some organic oranges, a couple pieces here and there. Start moving forward when it comes to eating a little bit healthier and drink a little bit more water. Here's another thing I just started doing recently. Getting warm water and putting regular salt in there, and then, gargling or just kind of swishing it in your mouth and then spitting it out, because a bit of that salt will absorb into your skin or your tongue and your cheeks, etc. And I noticed it really makes me feel good. And kind of swish it in and out between your teeth. Now, one thing about salt is it heals like canker sores or any kind of little cuts or little infections and stuff. It really is good for your mouth too, and your teeth. I do that about twice a week now. I shifted my videos about 2-3 months ago, maybe a little more. It's really shifted over to just creating videos that make people feel good emotionally inside. So I hope these videos have been helping you. Wouldn't it be a wonderful world if people started coming to work in this type of feeling and this type of emotion? Now here's the deal. Because I'm in this state, this electrical, magnetic, emotional state and emotions, this is what my experience is becoming like more and more with other people, because people are taking on the emotions that you're in. And since I'm in this type of emotional state all the time, people are kind of going into my emotional state, and now I'm receiving that back. That's the way it works. So from my experience in life now, it feels like I went through some kind of timeline shift or something. And yet I can still see people that are kind of miserable and negative, but I don't know how to explain it. It's almost as if it's not there now. It's different. My experiences are becoming more and more of what I am, because this is what I've become. Therefore, people are going into this energy field and it's coming back to me from them. I think you would be surprised how fast you can shift into a much better emotional state. And remember, I'm an energy healer and Reiki, Huna, Pranic healing, etc., etc. I might do all kinds of NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy, etc. So if you want to start working, get this going, let me know, okay? Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. If you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And as always, if you like, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.